just before I was going to record this episode of my team, this came up. An email from Volkswagen. And if we look a bit closer, this is what it says. Good evening, I'm writing this email because we at Volkswagen have a proposal for you. As you have recently joined the sport that is Formula 1, this is the perfect time for us to do this. We've been waiting a few years now for a new F1 team to join the sport, and you happened to do that for us. The reason we've been waiting for a new F1 team to join is because we desperately want to expand our brand into the F1 world, and we wanted to have a team of professionals that already knew the ins and outs of the sport. We wouldn't really know where to start on creating a new F1 team. I know this may come as a bit of a shock, as you have only just joined the sport, and it may be a risk. Apologise, but we are willing to take that risk and support you through thick and thin. The main question is, do you want to partner up on this immense journey ahead? As I believe we both benefit from this collaboration. You are the brains behind F1, and we can expose our brand and rise through the grid. Bearing that in mind, I'm going to have a huge think about this, and I will do so right now. After having quite a big think about this offer from Volkswagen, I think there is only one real winner for the option in my mind. That is well, I guess you'll just have to wait and see our new car. And we did, of course, as you can see, accept the Volkswagen offer. So it's a pretty big thing in our career, and as you can see on this board when it loads in, obviously the logo had changed. It wasn't green, it's the Volkswagen logo, and in the top right it also had the logo and said Volkswagen. But it's quite a big day for us, and welcome to Volkswagen. Again, I do apologise for the actual race footage being lost, I'm sorry. But I will commentate, and it is coming to 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. Carlos Sainz remaining in the lead from what I could see there. A lot of movement going on down the pit track. Don't know why I said pick. I'm just going to send it down the inside, get ahead of both the Aston Martins, the Williams, and my teammate Richard Vershaw. But fighting 3 wide there, just accidentally maybe squeezing some too hard, and there's a lot of contact. However, still just trying to remain ahead, and I have got ahead. I believe that is my teammate Richard Vershaw. I'm going to send one down the inside of Lance Stroll, and I do manage to make it work. Actually, he's still side by side, quite a bit of contact there, accidentally squeezing a bit hard. Still side by side, he's going to send it round the outside. Still side by side on the inside here with Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll, he's not going to get ahead for that right-hander. Going to go a bit wide on to the curb there, but I do manage to make the move work. And Richard Vershaw trying to maybe look for a move on the Williams. Still side by side, Richard Vershaw does get ahead just in the back of the screen there, but I do manage to sort of sustain a reasonable gap to the Aston Martin. Coming around the corner now, Mick Schumacher, quite a while up the road from me, definitely over a second. I'm definitely not in his DRS range, as you can see, just not close enough. But Lance Stroll really trying to hang on to me, trying to shake him off, but he's not going to let go that easily in the Aston Martin. My rival now, as before the race I got asked the question who I considered as my rival, and the options was between Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel, and I decided to go with Lance Stroll. and as you can see so far we are beating both of them, so it wouldn't have even mattered who I chose. But yeah, Mick Schumacher too far up the road, coming in to the final chicane now, a nose cam view, lovely angle there, coming into the final corner, I believe for the second time, so we won't have DRS enabled anyway at this point in time. But me fighting with Lance Stroll and making up those positions, starting last on the grid, I may add. I started last and now I'm in P17 or something, ahead of both the Aston Martins, a Williams of Nicholas Latifi and my teammate Richard Bashaw. But Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel trying to maybe rearrange themselves as they come around this corner. Once again, the two Aston Martins a bit closer together than they were previously. I'm just trying to shake Lance Stroll off my tail and catch up to Mick Schumacher in the Haas, as his pace is, well, quite a lot quicker than ours, especially in a straight line. That's why I want to desperately get in to his DRS range as we go along to sort of almost get to the final straight, excuse me there, but a small little chicane and quite a long sweeping right-hander, but really trying to build the gap coming in to the final chicane. Through the final corner now, here we come, trying and trying and trying to get in Mick Schumacher's DRS. As you could see, Mick Schumacher's rear wing was open. He had DRS on the driver in front of him. I, however, did not. Lance Stroll had DRS on me. Sebastian Vettel had DRS on Lance Stroll. So if I kept going like this, I would be caught at some point on those straights, going a bit wide there across the green not the green tarpaulin on the outside. But yeah, just coming around the corner. Every time we come around that corner, Lance Stroll seems to almost get a bit closer, but then he gets further back again. But really showing off the shine in this, it's really showing off the metallicness of this new Volkswagen car. I'm not even sure if the metallicness is a word, but in this beautiful sunshine, actually quite overcast, but the sun and light really definitely shining through onto that nice sky blue car, really getting the shine from the side of it. Coming through the final chicane now, as behind the Aston Martins is obviously Richard Bashaw and then Nicholas Latifi, and they are a bit further behind the Aston Martins, just coming around the final corner there in the background. But here we go, coming into turn one, trying not to get caught up, have to be good on the brakes. It's a chicane in to turn one. I try and go a bit wide to cut back in on this sweeping right hand corner, as it's very easy to go full throttle, but the Aston Martin's duking it out behind me. Not sure who got in front there, but someone definitely lost a lot of time. Just noticed they were fighting. I think Sebastian Vettel was trying to go on the move to get ahead of his fellow teammate Lance Stroll in the British Racing Green team from Silverstone. But yeah, I believe Sebastian Vettel has dropped a bit further back as a result. But here Mick Schumacher goes, trying to get round the outside of Alex Albon there, still side by side, coming through the corner. They're just going out of view, so I cannot quite see them. Mick Schumacher gets the move done on Alexander Albon. Now we are coming into the pits, almost colliding with the pit wall. Wouldn't have been a great entry to the pits there, but we have such a long drive down this pit lane, as we are we are right at the end, driving past all the garages. I think holding Mick Schumacher up a bit there in the pits, which goes now, might help us in the future, as we did end up making that move on Alexander Albon to get out behind Mick Schumacher. But Mick Schumacher did have quite a good pit stop, as did we, so didn't lose too much time in the end. But yeah, Alex Albon did go a lap longer than we did on his softs, I believe, so he's gone a lap extra, so he will at the moment be in front of us, but we are desperately in the clean air trying to close up to that red and white car, Mick Schumacher's Haas, because if we can get in DRS, he will just tow us along on the straights so much quicker than we normally do. But he's stuck behind, well, not stuck behind, but he's behind the Alfa Romeo, who he's getting a tow from on the straights especially. But just trying to get a bit closer than we currently are, because currently we are nowhere near inside the DRS range, inside that 1 second mark. But coming through the final chicane, coming round the final corner, as you can see, a long way behind Mick Schumacher, and I do not have DRS, but I believe that is either Lance Stroll or Sebastian Vettel behind us. They don't have DRS on me, and they are a long way behind, but Alex Albon was just coming out of the pits there, way behind compared to what he was. There he is, you can just about see him coming through turn 1 on that camera angle, only for a split second, trying to get close to Mick Schumacher. We're a lot closer than we were. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. Maybe he went for a move and got spat back out again, or maybe he just made a mistake on his own. He doesn't have DRS from the Alfa Romeo anymore. We are closing in on the DRS range, and we may just about well be in it by now. But it doesn't matter if we're in the DRS range throughout the whole lap. It matters where the DRS detection zones are. One on the home straight as you come out of that final corner. But there is another straight, and I believe it might be coming up soon, unless we've gone past it already. But there is 2 DRS zones on this track in Spain, and we are desperately trying to get a good exit from this chicane and from that final turn. Coming through now, just going over the line there of the DRS detection zone, and our rear wing is open for the first time in this race. Closing in on that Mick Schumacher, 7 laps to go of this Spanish Grand Prix. On the 10th lap we finally get DRS, as of the 3rd lap we were fighting, and when DRS was activated we weren't close enough to any car in front of us, which was Alexander Albon, or Mick Schumacher in fact, in the end. Coming round the final corner now. Here we go, onto the final lap of the race. I know this has been a short one, but we do cross the line in P16, and I apologise.